Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a beautiful day on Great Bear Island. We are once again in Ash Canyon. Gonna stop crouching. That's the close button again. Last we left off, it was nighttime. I went ahead and waited and slept a little bit until it's daytime so we can really just see the beautiful scenery as we go by. Now today is a really exciting episode, possibly the best of the tour, because we are climbing the Great Timberwolf Mountain to summit the very tippy top of the long dark world. There may actually be one place that is considered higher elevation, and that's in what's in here? A scarf, I'll take that. And that's in the DLC region, or the downloadable content region of Sundered Pass. And it's really, really cold there. I don't know if we're going to go to Sundered Pass, because there's Timberwolves, as I mentioned in last episode. Don't really like those guys. It's really hard. It's really cold. It's just not a particularly pleasant region to be in. So I don't know if we're actually going to go to Sundered Pass. That being said, there's one part that you go to on the final quest for the DLC, because there are quests in this game, but only if you have the DLC, where you have to go to the tippy top of this mountain, and it's it definitely is the coldest place in the game. So I think that has a higher elevation than Timberwolf Mountain, but it doesn't have the plane crash, it doesn't have all the good loot the summit gives you, it doesn't quite have the aura of the summit, so even if it might be taller, the summit is sort of the more iconic of the two. Most of the first part of this episode is going to be just sort of going through Ash Canyon, and you've already seen that. We have a little bit of fog here. I prefer a little bit nicer weather, but c'est la vie. And I might even see if I can't turn the mouse sensitivity. Oh, it's pretty low. I was going to turn it lower because when I was rewatching the last video, I found that the jerky movements kind of drew away from some of the beauty of the game, so I'm going to leave my mouse kind of in place a bit more in order to showcase these beautiful vistas, and I've seen them all, so I think that I'm like, oh, this is enough time to digest what you're looking at, but especially on the summit, I'll try to give a little bit more time to really digest all the views and to just take the game slowly. It's a game about quiet contemplation. It's like just walking through an oil painting is what playing this game often feels like. And the other 10% of the time, this game feels like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna lose 400 hours worth of progress. So, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Some people play it for the first one, some people play it for the second. Speaking of the second, I hear a little wolf there. I tried to turn the game audio up a little bit because I thought it was really quiet when I turned it down last time. So hopefully you get to hear some of these sound effects, and you can still hear my voice is the hope. But if that's not the case, then I guess I'm not really talking to anyone right now, huh? Alright, I heard a little wolf. There he is, okay. He's behind us, so we can go ahead and walk that dog. We can walk that dog. I don't think I need sticks, but it's sort of the long dark compulsion to just pick everything up. But yeah, we're going to be going through Ash Canyon a little bit. We're getting some heavy snow. This isn't my favorite weather. It should warm up as the day goes on, but you just can't see as well. I'm not as concerned about that because we did get to see a lot of Ash Canyon last episode, and we're just sort of going on the other side. If you remember that very dramatic rock, we're just sort of on the other side of that. I don't think there's a ton of really unique sights that we're going to be seeing in Ash Canyon. And honestly, Timberwolf Mountain, we've already seen some of them too, because of the Mountaineer's Hut. We already went to that. So, a little bit less of a unique episode. I'm really excited to show off my bases when we get to those. So that will be in the camp office at Mystery Lake and Quonset Garage are probably my two biggest. I tried to do a little, restaurant-y kind of thing in Desolation Point, but I never really got around to it in the lighthouse. But the lighthouse is a cool building anyway, just to go sightseeing in. So let's kind of ignore the wolf behind us. You can see all these craggly trees and desolate destruction of a forest fire. You can get up there actually and cross that little tree bridge. But we're not going to be doing that this episode. I want to check on Mr. Wolfie. Where's Mr. Wolfie? He's over there. He's chilling. So we're still doing okay. We'll hear him kind of growl at us, but that's not a big deal. And if he does somehow glitch out or decide to charge, we have the bow to help us out here. I believe I showed killing a wolf last session. I try to kill animals enough to have a stockpile. I don't like killing wolves because they don't give you a lot of meat, they don't give you a lot of guts. The hides are kind of useless. I hear... Yeah, there's another wolf there. So you can't have more than one on you at a time. So I think that guy's going to lose interest and this guy's going to start stalking us. But the same principle applies. We can just walk that dog. And I'm going to try to stop moving my mouse so much. You can kind of see that dramatic... I think that's the Wolfjaw... No, I don't know if that's Wolfjaw Overlook. I don't remember. But I think that's the Wolfjaw Overlook, the sort of Pride Rock style thing. We should be getting a little bit more birch bark while we're here, because it's really good for the trader. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and pick these guys up. We shouldn't have to worry about that wolf too much, but I want to keep an eye on him as we're sort of staying stagnant in this spot for a little bit. And we'll pick this one up. Where did he go? Okay, he's over there, so we're okay. A little bit of birch from that small birch forest here. Should be a little bit more over here. We'll see if there's any birch bark that has dropped for us. Let me just take a drink. And move the mouse. More birch bark. And I think, is that a stick? That's a stick. So we're just going to keep on keeping on in Ash Canyon. We're maybe about halfway there, maybe a little bit more, to the transition cave to Timberwolf Mountain. So let's just appreciate the very peaceful snowfall. I'm recording this very late at night, so sort of the most peaceful time, and I know that growling is kind of starting to annoy me. I thought he would maybe give up by now. Oh, that scared me. I thought that was a moose. It's like, there's not supposed to be a moose spawn here. Anyway, we'll appreciate the very peaceful snowfall. You can hear the crunching of the footsteps and the rattling of all of my things as we make our way to Pillar's Footrest, which is where the transition cave to Timberwolf Mountain is. And he's still pursuing us. I can still hear him. Now, this is kind of a funky rock. I don't have a name for this rock. What should we name this rock? I don't think it's named in-game. Maybe this is Pillar's Footrest, actually. It's a stupid name. I guess it's a good name. I changed my mind really quickly on that one. You know, why be a hater when I can be a lover? And I've always said that. Alright, we're just keeping on. Enjoying the peace and quiet of the nighttime here in real life and the snowfall here in the long dark. We should be coming up on Timberwolf Mountain soon. Wow, I did not like all of these torches I see. This site usually happens when I'm trying to pick only good torches. Okay, we are in Pillar's Footrest, which means we should be coming up on the transition cave here fairly soon. And as long as we stick to this right wall, there's really not a way for us to miss it. I mean, you can miss it, but at that point it's sort of just a skill issue. But let's take one last gander at Ash Canyon. Appreciate the... I think we've lost the wolf. Appreciate the dramatic cliffs and beautiful vistas. As we make our way to the summit in Timberwolf Mountain. So up here, right there, you can kind of see it, is the transition cave. Once again, we're descending into the depths of the craggly rock on our way to the plane crash at the very top of the mountain. So we're going to leave Ash Canyon, say goodbye, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. We're going to get our lantern out. We're going to double check that I'm recording still. Yep. And that my droid camera's on. Yeah. Alright, sorry about that. And then we're gonna light this. Keep on keeping on. Okay, that is not right. I hope this isn't messed up by the... Oh my gosh. This is pretty bad. I've never seen this. I think this is maybe messed up by my mod. Let's try to relight that, because it wasn't doing that before. Oh, this is bad. This is pretty bad. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do here. Let's try to use a... Do I have any flares? I have torches. Okay. Let's see if the torch is any better. I have enough matches that I'm not worried about it. Okay, I guess we'll have to build a fire and use a torch, which is totally fine because we kind of should make some water. But I don't know what's wrong with that lantern. I hope... There's a few caves we have to go through to summit Timberwolf Mountain. So I hope this is not a recurring theme. Knock on wood. Average long dark player is going to move that coal. Even though I really know I don't need it. I might have to uninstall that lighting glitch, because I feel like there's been a couple, or the lighting mod, because I feel like there's been a couple things with it that just don't look as good as they should. Okay, this... I feel like this is going to be a dead end, but we'll see. Maybe not. Once again, that elevation change. So going down is an elevation change. So I feel like that's going to be the way out, but perhaps this way will also lead. A lot of times the caves lead sort of to the same spot. We're going to take this, because I'm going to want to take some torches the next time we light a fire, which might be soon. Alright, now I'm going to show you a trick called torch chaining. So what we're about to do, so we're going to throw this torch on the ground and light this one so that we can chain our match, basically. So that we don't have to use more than one match because they're a limited resource. I have a gazillion of them, but it's just good practice. We're also going to light this fire using that torch. Just so we can make more torches. So that we can have them for our journey here. Alright, add that. I don't know what I just added. Did I add coal? I think I added coal. Okay. That's not a very good torch. So we're trying to get, like, the ones close to half. So see how those are kind of like... That one's okay. And we're just going to holster them. And take enough to be able to... we're getting bad torches here. Come on, give me a good one. There we go. Just so we have enough light to make it sort of towards the end of this cave. That's a really bad torch. Okay. So we can chain those torches. I wish my lantern worked, because that way I wouldn't have to use a match every time we entered a cave, which is going to be really annoying, because we'll have to enter, like, 3. And I may uninstall that mod so this does not happen again. It's not updated, and I think the Long Dark, like, official game recently updated the way their lighting works. So I think that's why there's some clashing happening. That was a really good torch. It's one of the highest you can get, I think. Okay. The next good one will go. Okay, well, the next one we have to go. It's fine. And then they stack in brightness. They can get really bright over there. But the lantern wasn't doing that in the other cave, so I hope it chills out a little bit. But we're going to chain the torches to the next cave, because it's not very far, and that way, if the lantern isn't working, then we won't need to use another match. I have, like, fur in my computer. It's really weird. Okay. Welcome back to Timberwolf Mountain. The first thing you'll notice is it's really foggy. So I might... There's a cave here. This is called Deer Clearing. You get one guess as to why. Did you guess because the deer? You know, in a way, it's like the channel name, Deer Abbey. So it really should be Deer Abbey Clearing, is what I think. Anywho's what we are going to... Oh, there's a ptarmigan. Ptarmigan. We're going to head to this cave and rest a little bit, because we have some rope climbs ahead of us, too. And we're just going to wait out. We're going to have to waste the match, but we're just going to wait out the weather. Oh, is it clearing? Is it clearing? I'm still going to sleep for a couple hours. So we want to go to the back of the cave, because I've never seen a deer in a cave. I didn't know they could do that. We want to go to the back of the cave, because the back of the cave is warm. And you can freeze to death if you're not. So we're going to sleep for an hour and see what the weather's doing. Because we can't, like, stay here forever. Like, I can't just get the best weather, because I could just starve. I should have been making water when I grabbed those torches. Okay. And so, sort of it has gotten worse, and sort of it's just fog now. And that's really unfortunate. The fog is a cool effect. Oh, don't stop. I may take a picture of this, though, because it is a little bit weird, but I don't need a color picture of it. But I feel like he's going to run too fast to get it. Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Kind of the most ridiculous picture ever. Okay, that was kind of fun. Anyway. The fog effect is fun. Oh, switches R. Yeah. The fog effect is pretty, but it's not really what we're looking for as we summon a mountain. But luckily, unlike real life, we don't have to, we can sort of wait for that to get better. So, I don't have a ton of water. It looks like I have a lot, but that's only going to last us about a day. And even my food's running a little bit low. So we're not in any real danger because it won't take me very long to get back to Mountaineer's Hut. But I would like this weather to go away. So we're gonna... Okay, this has been kind of obnoxious. Sleep. We're gonna sleep for a couple of hours. And see if we can't get better weather. Because also we only have the daytime really to go to. We can go in the night. But the night is... Especially when YouTube compresses the video. Okay, that's looking good. Now we want to get our bow out because there can be a bear on our route here. And we haven't seen a bear yet. So it could be fun to see. But I also don't want to get killed by it. I'm also gonna see if I can make sure I can actually remember the route. Because I think there's a cave this way. But I'm pretty sure we want to go right. But we're just trying to make it all the way up there. And we may have to wait on the summit for some beautiful vistas. There's some ptarmigans up there. I don't think there's deer. If there's a deer, there might be a wolf now. From the wildlife refresh, there can be a wolf at the summit. If there's an animal and we're running low on food, I guess my point is we can hunt it and cook it. I'm pretty sure it's this way. We want to be careful of that bear, though. I don't really want to fight the bear. We can look at the bear, but I don't really want to fight it. Because this bear can be a little bit treacherous, but it can also be a little bit difficult to pass without a fight. So I think this is fine. Maybe we are supposed to go to that cave first. I'm getting a little bit turned around just because I know there's a cave that way, but I don't remember what the reason is that I've been there before. Like, I can't remember if I was just exploring or if that was when I was summoning before. But I think either way, as long as we walk around this edge, we will eventually make it to the rope climb to the summit. Now, we are going to have to sleep before then, so we might run out of daylight before we can actually summit. But, and I'm just going to be a little bit careful and a little bit more quiet so we can listen, because the bear is usually around here. I don't hear him, nor do I see any tracks. But I'm a little bit nervous, because I know I have the spawn here on my save. I don't know the last time I killed him here. I don't know if I have... I think I have killed this bear. But I don't know if he's been able to respawn since then. We might run into that problem with Quonset, too. There might be a bear around there, too. There's a little shortcut up here that I'm going to take. I don't see... Is that him? I think that's a tree. Oh! Yeah, so that's the bear. Here, I'm going to crouch so you can get a better look. He's looking away. That's the bear. Say hi, Mr. Bear. Normally, if you didn't know about the shortcut, we would have to sort of sneak by him. But because there's a handy little shortcut here to where we're going, we don't have to worry about that. So that's kind of nice. We got a close encounter with the bear, but he's not in our way, which means you get to see it, and I don't have to deal with it. It would have been okay. We could have hunted him. There were some rocks around to make sure we were okay. We could have started a fire. There are ways to cheese the bear. So if you start a fire, you stop a charging bear. You can also try to like get up on a rock where he can't get to you. Or you can get up on a rock and he's pretty slow. So if you drop down from the rock, so let's say we're on like a slope here and I'm hunting the bear. I hear a little wolfie, but I don't think there's one kind of where we're going. I don't 100% know where the rope climb is here. But let's say, so we shoot the bear comes running, we shoot the bear like right here. And the bear comes running all the way up here. And then we can just like very quickly drop down because the bear is really slow. And then he'll have to pathfind, and that means we have a little bit more time to get a couple more shots on. Is how you would sort of safely deal with the bear, but we don't have to deal with that. I think the rope climb I was thinking of is up here. But it could be that way. Oh. I might have to look at a map. I'm trying to avoid doing that. We're showing a little bit of the limits of my map knowledge. I've only summoned it a few times. So I have the technical backpack layout memorized a little bit more, just because it's a little bit... Okay, yes, this is our climb. And we're coming up on a very nice little vista. Vista? I guess it's probably vista, right? We'll go down there in a second, but we can see the deer clearing down here. There's a little rock cairn. The rock cairns are for Patreon, or maybe Kickstarter supporters of the game. I don't know if Patreon existed actually when this game was getting started, but we can see a little bit of Echo Ravine there. And Echo Ravine was the ravine we were in to go to Ash Canyon. But here's our first rope climb. It's a little bit long. I don't have the most stamina ever, but I think we should be okay. Fun rope climb fact, if we can sneak around here, your stamina you start to climb where you click it, and your stamina depletes. So if you click higher up on the rope, you have to climb a little bit less. You can kind of see in the left-hand corner there how quickly the stamina goes down. So we're going to climb the summit rope, and we should be okay because I have crampons, which makes it a little bit easier to climb, though that only affects the bottom right meter. But we should be okay. We should be okay if we just sleep. I think I have coffee I can make. So maybe I go ahead and do that, because I never really have the excuse. Alright, this is secluded shelf. We're going to get a very nice little vista here. Once again, we're going all the way up there, and then we're going to enter this cave, which is going to take us out on the other side, and just that little bit closer to the Timberwolf Mountain summit. Which is going to be a little bit underwhelming, because it's going to look pretty much exactly like this. Well, look at that. I mean, it's just such a beautiful game. You can see it over here. Let's see if I get my pointer out here. Maybe, I'm not sure if you can see with YouTube compression, but in the distance, there's the little lake. So that's where the Mountaineer's hut is. This right here is leading to Echo Ravine, which is sort of these little rock formations. And that Echo Ravine leads us to Ash Canyon, where we just were in the last episode. How are we doing on weight? We're doing okay on weight. But let's try our lantern one more time in this cave. And if it doesn't work, I'm definitely going to have to delete that mod. Which is unfortunate, because it makes the interiors just much more manageable. Alright, buddy. Come on. Alright. That's fine, I guess. I feel like this is still kind of ridiculously hard to see. Like, I feel like the cave is just light and the lantern is not helping at all. Yeah, I feel like this is way more difficult to see than usual. And since this is a tour, unfortunately, that means we're just gonna have to use our fire starter, which we don't have a billion uses on. It uses about 5%, I think, every time, so we have 11 charges of it, which is not that many, but I'm gonna double check that's true. It might be 2. Okay, it's definitely 2, so we have 25, so that's a little bit better. But we go through this cavern to find the other side, which is going to bring us that much closer to the summit. I think we want to go... Oh my gosh, I press the C button every time because of Cyberpunk. But we want to go through this. Excuse me. And up. Remember that change in incline. Also going up when you're climbing a mountain is a good sign. A fun mountain climbing fact. Subscribe for more fun mountain climbing facts. Like, going up is good when you're climbing a mountain. Hey YouTube, today we're gonna climb an extreme mountain. 100 days in the long dark to climb a mountain. There's just not much to commentate on in a cave, so I'm really kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel in a way. I'm also trying to keep, because it's like my voice is a little bit tired because I just went to a show, and I also recorded the first episode today, and it's really late at night, that I'm trying to keep it loud enough that the mic picks up on it pretty well. So I'm sorry if the volume has just gone up because I have just remembered to speak louder. But here we see the exit. Wasn't a very long cave. There might be a second cave coming up. I don't remember. I think there's only this one. I think we're gonna be at the summit rope climb pretty much at the end of this cave. And if not, we might be in trouble because I don't remember what to do. Yes, okay. Yeah. Perf. I'm just gonna go ahead and extinguish this. I have enough matches that I can waste them, basically, is my ethos. This is not actually the way we're supposed to go, but I wanted to show you this side of Timberwolf Mountain too. So there's those little cargo containers. I thought we would be able to see the waterfall from here. Maybe we can't. Oh, no, you can. Okay. So the texture of this mountain, I feel like, looks a little bit fake, in IMO opinion. But we can see this little split waterfalls there. Doesn't it look like Alaska? I feel like this looks like if Alaska, but we were there during winter. But yeah. So let's take a little bit of gander at that beautiful waterfall before we continue the treacherous rope climb, the last one up to the summit. So we're gonna have to sleep first, which is a little bit unfortunate. Maybe I'll make the coffee. Means I shouldn't have put the torch out, but say love you. I mean, if I make the coffee, I can climb the rope without needing to sleep. Oh, I hear ptarmigans. Where are they? Those are rabbits. Those are not ptarmigans. There he is. Fly, birdie, fly. Alright. Coming up on that last rope climb. You'll be able to see it really soon here. You see it? It's kind of hard to see. It's that little line. But before we tackle that, we're going to rest in this cave and pick up some feathers around this deer carcass, if there are any, which of course there are. Old reliable, these deer carcasses. Okay, we have a gunsmithing book. These are called skill books, so you can read them to get skills. I already have all of my skills. Is it this tab? Which tab is it? This tab? I already have all of my skills to the maximum level, so I don't need to read the skill books anymore, but that's what they're for. We can actually go ahead and eat these. I'm not opposed to that. Because I don't like, the travel snacks is the cured meat, which you have to cure in a curing box. You have to put a bunch of meat in it, and it's really, really good, but I like to conserve it as much as I can, just because, basically, the salt comes in this, 10 kilogram bag. And so it's really easy to get when you get it from the trader to have, a billion cured meat in Quonset Garage, because it's right near where the trader drops his stuff off. But when you want to haul it literally all the way across the map, it becomes a little bit of a different story. Because hauling 10 kilos, remember, we only have 45, and I usually have about 38 of stuff in my inventory. So we're going to be heavy the whole time. It takes 5 ever to walk across the map with that much stuff. It's just, ridiculous. So I like to say, especially when we're in the more remote regions, because we can kind of see, I'll show you the world map. This is the map of Timberwolf Mountain. But I'll show you the world map. So we are all the way up here. So we were just in Ash Canyon, Timberwolf Mountain. We started in Pleasant Valley, actually, the community center. We're going to go all the way back through Pleasant Valley, probably into Mystery Lake. I'll decide if I want to go to Coastal or Mystery Lake first. We're probably into Mystery Lake. But you get the salt down here. So you have to take it all the way up here. It's literally across the map. Not really worth it, which is why I try to, once I have cured meat in Timberwolf Mountain and Ash Canyon, I just try to eat it as little as possible here, so I have it for as long as possible. For the rest of our tour, I may skip the rest of Pleasant Valley, because Pleasant Valley is cool, but it's not as, beautiful and breathtaking as a lot of the other regions, in my opinion. So once we finish off this summit, I might just skip going down of Timberwolf Mountain and into Pleasant Valley, and I might just start the next episode in Coastal Highway or Mystery Lake. I'll decide which one I want to do. I might end on Desolation Point, because I just think the lighthouse is so cool. So maybe we'll go Mystery Lake, Mountain Town, Hush River Valley, and then Coastal Highway, I'll show off Quonset, because Coastal Highway as a region is pretty, but it's not that pretty. But Quonset is my main base. And then we'll end it off fittingly at Desolation Point. If I get that far and record that many videos, because famously, not living up to my plans. And I almost just ran off without my bedroll and without resting. So we're going to drink. Excuse me. I'm going to drink this. Running out of steam a little bit, which is good, because we're almost to the summit. We're going to eat our cured meat. And we're going to sleep for 10 hours. And it's okay that we're sleeping, because that rope climb is going to tire us up. That we'll be able to sleep enough to get to daytime, I think. And that way we can maybe, hopefully if the weather's nice, knock on wood, get a beautiful sunrise on Timberwolf Mountain. The weather is not holding up. I believe, actually, we can just go ahead and go to the plane crash. Because there's a cave there, but we don't need the cave. We can go to the plane crash. It'll be hard for me I don't know the cave very well. So it'd be hard for me to navigate it with such low visibility that we're having now. But we don't need visibility to climb the rope. We can find the treacherous winds in the cold nighttime. I say my cold meter's not even going down, but the chilling cold nighttime on this high elevation area just adds to the suspense of climbing this monster of a rope. And I have my bedroll, yeah. This monster of a rope. And also the suspense of if the wolf is there. Because it will be hard to see the wolf if he is there. Take a sip of water here. I know you can't really see anything right now. The rope is right in front of me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. And up we go. We should be able to do it all in one without having to go on these ledges because of the crampons. And as we climb higher and higher to the peak of the Long Dark, the highest point in the map before the DLC, and if you happen to not have the DLC, and we're getting very tired. On Interloper, you would be much more tired than that, but with the crampons, it helps. Because you slow down towards the end, but with the crampons, we have enough in our stamina bar on that bottom right, which you can see as I sprint, to climb it quick enough to not lose too much speed. Here's a little ptarmigan. I think the cave is that way. Sometimes there's a dead body, so sometimes you can find it because of crows. But we're going to go ahead and just make a camp in the plane crash, I think. I don't actually have enough firewood to last me, but there's probably supplies in the plane crash, to be honest. I probably left myself something. I don't see the wolf today, but I'm gonna get my bow out just in case, because he can really sneak up on you, this one. That ptarmigan is so chill, it is not caring. Because the wolf can be in the plane, which I think is the most evil thing that Hinterland has done with the wildlife refresh, and I cannot see in the plane. I'm gonna listen. I don't hear him. Okay, that was really nerve-wracking. we're gonna start a fire here. Set up a little camp. And sleep until the sunrise.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
But I want to see... I've looted this before. Okay, we have some wood for the fire, which is nice. I don't really think I have much. I think I've put them all in one container, and it seems it's in this one. Okay, we have a lot of clothes, which most of this is just cloth, because I have all the best clothes right now. And then I think that's all that's left here. We can break down this crate, see if there's anything in it. The mountaineering rope. But these guys are heavy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. These guys are heavy. You see, they're 5 kilograms. And I don't really need to attach a rope anywhere. Okay, yeah, all these are empty. I assume I've looted these. Yeah. Alright. Let's add us some of this reclaimed wood. And then we can throw this off the mountain. And sleep until the daytime. I don't want to miss the sunrise. So we're going to sleep for 4 hours, and then we're going to sleep in smaller increments. And just hope that the weather holds. I hear the wind picking up. That's not good. Okay, it's about the same. We might just pass time now. Okay, the snow is pretty heavy, so this is not ideal. Yeah, that's a bummer. It's a real bummer. We'll see if we can catch the sunset. But we're gonna get our energy up and wait until the weather clears. I think the wind has stopped. Or maybe that's just the fire has stopped.
Looks like I survived another night.
Yeah, the snow's still going. Oh, this is a real bummer. Okay, well. Oh, sometimes this happens. We might just have to stay up here. And waste our cured meat. As we pass time until the weather clears. But the good news is we have summited the fearsome Timberwolf Mountain. And all I got was this t-shirt. Okay, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit. So let's pass a little bit more time. Yes. And here we see the view from the summit of Timberwolf Mountain. Look at that. And there's all these cargo containers have like the best loot in the game. Like this is really supposed to be the achievement. You can see Echo Ravine winding through this vast region. You can't actually, well, you can just off in the distance there. You can see the Mountaineer's hut. And we might even get a good sunset. Do I see the bear? I don't see the bear, but I don't think animals would load from this far. But yes, this is the summit. We're gonna go ahead and we're playing a little bit with fate with the amount of food and water we have left, which is not a ton. We'll restock when we're at Mountaineer's hut. But I'm just gonna pass time until the sunset. Which is a bad idea, notably. Notably, don't do this. Okay, well, maybe it'll clear up. Maybe it'll clear up. We got a good view there. We got a good view during the daytime, but it is really something else during the sunset. So I'm trying to get us there, but we might just not. We might just not get it, and that's okay. And I can learn to be okay with that. All right. It's still like that. Past time. Okay, this is awesome. This is really cool. This is really awesome. We climbed all this way for it to be foggy the whole time. C'est la vie. Maybe it'll clear up. It's gonna happen, bro. Trust, bro. The problem with this is I also will get lost. Okay. So I actually do need you to clear up, low-key. So I can literally just so I can find my way back. Okay. It's not gonna. So that's kind of sort of evil, but we did get a good look from the summit during the broad daylight before this fog. Normally the fog does not last this long. But we're gonna do what is not recommended by any mountain climber, which is called goading down. And it means we're just gonna balls to the wall, not take the official routes down, and just sort of do this. So this is called goading because of mountain goading. I think I talked about that a little bit in the last episode. This is the easier part. So when you're walking on snow, as long as you're walking to the side, you almost will never fall. You can go pretty much sheer cliff down if you go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Maybe I'll demonstrate that. We are almost certainly going to get a couple sprains. It jump scares me every time. So just be aware of that. See, I'll show forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. You can do, like, this is a pretty sure cliff face, but we can go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Clear it easily. And we're almost to the parts where you're actually supposed to be. So you have to be careful doing this in some parts of the map, like the ravine is the big one, because the devs have put a couple of insta-kill walls, but they have not, thankfully, done it for Timberwolf Mountain, which is good, because this is such a well-known thing to do, because the thing is, when you get to the summit, you're hauling down, like, kilos and kilos, like, you're so heavy, you're walking so slowly. We're not doing that because we're not hauling anything back, so it would just be such a pain to climb it all down the ropes. So this is such a well-known exploit to just literally walk down the mountain, that if the devs did put a kill wall, it would, like, be an outrage in the community. Like, people would be so mad, there'd be so many saves that would be lost. So I kind of get why they don't. Oh, there's the bear. I don't really want to deal with the bear. You see him? There he is. Kind of see him walking through the trees there. Do not want to deal with the bear. I guess I probably could have left you off at the summit, but now you get to see the fun that is climbing down this mountain like you are a billy goat. And we have not even gotten a sprain yet, knock on wood, which is kind of shocking. I almost always get a sprain, but I'm also always carrying 1 gigabillion kilos of stuff. So I guess, you know, that's the difference. I thought I saw a sapling here that I needed to collect, but maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, I guess I didn't. Fly, little birdie. Okay, oh, that's to the ravine side. We don't want to go to the ravine. I know the hut's this way, but I didn't want to deal with the bear or that rope climb. See, oh, nope, these are definitely saplings. These are maple. Gotta keep an eye out for that bear. Oh, I heard a wolf. I think he's not after me. I think he found a rabbit or is afraid of the bear. But I hate hearing that noise and not being able to see it. Also, we could get an aurora. If we get an aurora and I already left the summit, I'll be so mad. But also it would make this a little bit treacherous. Because then we'd have to worry about the wolves. And I could have goaded down here, I normally do, but I don't actually, I'm not heavy, so I don't need to worry about the rope climbs as much. And climbing down doesn't drain your stamina quite as much. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous, but I also can't, like, hang out too long because I don't have a ton of food and water. I want to wait to see if I can get to Mountaineers before I need to eat, just because I don't want to eat. I don't want to drain my cured meat supplies too much, because I'll have to take a couple on my way back to Mystery Lake anyway. Okay. So here's the lake, which means we're close to Mountaineers' hut. You can see the little fishing hut there. And once I get back in Mountaineers, maybe wake up dawn to a new day and look up at where we just were at the summit of Timberwolf Mountain, I think then I will sign off. But for now, let's enjoy the walk in peace and quiet. I don't know how well you can see as we watch the cabin approach us. in this late night recording session.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
Okay, thank you, Astrid. Really ruined the moment. And there might be some timber wolves over there. There's 2 of them. Which could just be 2 normal wolves, but I know there can be timber wolves that spawn on this lake now, which is a bummer. But if they are, I mean, they're beautiful wolves. Like, they're beautiful sprites. So maybe we'll go say hi. But, I love... This game, there's no other game that makes, like, that really replicates the feeling of coming home and, like, getting home from a long day than this game. Like, this game just does it. It's, like, built different in this game. Okay. And into the Mountaineer's hut we go. Actually, out of the Mountaineer's hut we go. Because I need to grab a few of these and drink this water. And that leaves us off. I don't love stealing the stuff from here, but I may take those 2. And we will sleep. Hopefully until the light out. And then I will say goodbye for this episode. And I don't see a reason. You see the plane in the nighttime. We just came from there. I see the sun kind of beginning to rise. So let's pass a little bit of time. A little bit more. To see the beautiful sunrise. As I say farewell to you, and I'll see you in the next episode. I might just go ahead and walk off camera to either Mystery Lake or Coastal Highway, whichever I decide, and we will start there in the next episode. But thank you so much for joining me as I summited Timberwolf Mountain. Because we've already seen a lot of the views, I didn't think it would be the best to end off on, but it is sort of one of the crowning achievements of the game is to summit Timberwolf Mountain. I'm going to drink some water, and we're going to pass time for a little bit longer to really see this plane in the morning light. So thank you so much for joining me. My beautiful girlfriend, I love you, and I will see you hopefully so soon.